So that was October 27th we got into the accident.
Rear-ended by a distracted teenager.
And you can actually see on the playback, I'll zoom it in, and you can see that they were on their phone the moment it went flying upon impact.
And the only reason we got footage off the cameras was as soon as we got rear-ended, I honked the horn, knowing that on honking the horn, it will for sure do a video capture. And I'd read through various online forums that people had reported, even though having the gear guards set up, that their car didn't record when getting rear-ended or hit in parking lots.
Horn hawk. And actually in looking, we have a hard drive in the Rivian to record our road sessions, and it automatically downloads your drive sessions to that hard drive. But upon trying to retrieve those files, we found that for that drive period between getting in the car and when we turned off the car, that time period of the recordings were corrupted and unviewable. We took the car to a
Rivian
River Center service call that we had already had scheduled, unrelated to any of the damage from the accident, and they gave us no explanation as to why those files were corrupt. They weren't able to view those files either, and they claimed that the issue was with our hard drive.
Which our hard drive does meet the specifications, and when you plug the hard drive in, it asks, do you want to format it? So Andrew, as being the techie, yes, this is what we want to format it. So we had the car formatted, yet that was their response going, it wasn't formatted correctly.
The car does the formatting, and you can format the same format on a computer, but yeah, they had a non-explanation as to why there was an issue with that. We had already had a appointment with our service center for some warranty work that, like, there's some trim pieces you can see here that just didn't match up. Our frunk light wasn't turning on, one of the two lights in the frunk, and then on the rear upper part of the tailgate, one of the lights, brake lights or visual lights, you could see it was like cracked, or there's something in the lens.
We couldn't tell if it was glue or something, but it was clear something wasn't right with it.
So, and there was a paint chip from the factory on the tailgate. So we had a call for the, was it November 13th?
Yep.
November 13th, we had already had a scheduled service date scheduled. And that was already weeks out from when we had initially, like, they have to schedule those things out so far. And like, we thought we were getting lucky that we could also have it sent in to have whatever work needed to be done with the bumper.
And so we did contact Rivian to say, hey, we got rear-ended. And they're like, no, we don't do body works, but here's they sent us a link, which was convenient, and we could then search and check out different auto body places that do
warranty
work.
certified auto body shops in our area. And the same shop that they use for any of their paint work or body work is also the same shop that we chose to go with to have the accident work done. So that whole process has been not smooth. It started out with the warranty side of the work. Okay, we have the date. We take our Rivian for the time in which the warranty work, the time period that needs to be, they're going to have our car for their part of it. And so they gave us an R1T. It was a first gen, was it a year 22? A 22 Rivian R1T. Great, we were super happy that they had one available and that we'd get something different to drive around, because we had thought about purchasing an R1T over an R1. We still might. Yeah.
So we got the R1T as a loaner vehicle while they were doing warranty work. But again, with the accident, it kind of muddied it up a little bit. And so after
a few days, I get a call from Rivian saying, okay, we're done with all the warranty work that we're doing. We need the R1T back. And so that would have been November 20th. that Thursday, I got a call from Rivian saying they want the loaner vehicle back because they finished with their part of the work. Well, it turns out when I drove there in the R1T. How did I get home? Oh,
I drove.
We drove together.
We drove one of our ICE cars, internal combustion engine. Not that. So we drove one of our internal combustion engine vehicles. Andrew drove the Rivian back on that Friday. And so we were told that they were going to be transferring the car to the
Marshall Auto Body, their certified, approved, warranty work auto body shop.
Because Rivian was all done with all of the warranty work, with the exception of the paint part, which they don't handle, but the paint part would be done by Marshall. And so we arrive, and as I pull in, I got there a little bit before Andrew, and our R1S is in the parking lot there. Well, we thought it was going to get transferred to Marshall today. So we got out, Andrew arrived, and we started taking a look at the vehicle to see how
well
was the work.
The warranty work was, and
they got the frunk right. So we found out that the lighting in the frunk, one of the two lights was never connected. Okay, so now it's connected, that works. There are a couple other parts that were also being done. And so
they did replace the tailgate light that looked like it had a crack, and they did look into the issue of why the incident report or drive stream recording was corrupted, and it had no result as to resolving that issue. But the trim pieces that were misaligned between the driver's side doors, there's the up dark out trim, and on the non-dark out models, that trim piece is a stainless steel color or chrome color. And those two pieces are clearly still misaligned in this photo, and they actually replaced both those trim pieces, because it's split into two, on the opposite side of the vehicle, which looked fine. There was a slight misalignment, but we were okay with it. We were like, you don't have to, they actually mentioned it, and they're like, do you want us to do those over there? And we're like, you don't have to, but if you do, that'd be great. Turns out that's the only side they worked on. And on the driver's side, they replaced one of the trim pieces, according to Isaac, our handler at the Rivian Service Center, and they should have lined them up so that they matched. That was the whole issue that we had, is that we spent over $140,000 after all the upgrades and DF and everything for this vehicle. We wanted it to be how it should. And they failed to fix it. So we brought that up to Isaac, and they're still fixing it to this date. I just started a new service request, and they're gonna send those parts to the auto body place to have them fix it. So we'll see which service center has the better work. I think an important thing to note is that you can't just call directly a Rivian service center. There's no phone number listed. You try and Google it, it's very hard to even get a location to pop up on a Google search for a Rivian service center or a Rivian maintenance shop. It's like blacklisted from Google search. It's very difficult to find. And so the only way you can communicate with them is through the app, and you have to initiate some sort of communication, which sends you off to a dispatch, and then that dispatch person will call you, and they'll be like, what's your issue? What do you need? And I'm like, we need to get in contact with Dom or Isaac at the Menominee Falls Service Center. And so then an hour later, a couple hours later, whenever they're free, they'll call you. And that's frustrating because you could be at work, you could be busy, you could miss their call. There's no easy way of direct communication, and I find that annoying.
So yeah, the lack of direct communication is frustrating. You basically have to wait for somebody to call you back.
And it's someone who doesn't look up what your issues have been. They won't even look up that you have a service, or you have to basically explain everything over again, and then explain it again to whoever reaches out to you. And it's unnecessarily complicated, because if you go to Rivian Service Center, you'll see their receptionist just sitting in a chair on a computer, and you you know very well that if they just listed the phone number, it'd be a lot more easier to
Yeah.
have your issues solved.
It's definitely the McDonaldization of a company. You call this number, then you get patched through to next step, and
It's
so
inefficient, and for a company that you really want to see good things from, it's just disheartening to see such a stupid policy and procedure. As far as I get that you're trying to control your experience, but you're controlling the experience to the detriment of the service quality.
by the time we pick it up as what it's scheduled, it will be 54 days that the two Rivian and the auto body shop, the certified Rivian auto body shop, will have had our vehicle. So yeah, 54 days from start to finish.
Of this part.
Of this part.
We do have PPF on the vehicle. So then the paint has to cure for 30 days for it to off gas, and then we can send it back to the Rivian certified PPF installer, which is not Rivian.
And not any of the other places. So we'll have to take it to a third place that we can have the PPF done.
We have to make an appointment still with detail doctors also in the Milwaukee area. Also another 3-hour round trip drive to have this reapplication of the PPF. And so we're not looking forward to being, and that whole process, the first time took 2 weeks.
10 days.
11 days. Yeah, 10, 11 days. So as far as we know, it'll take another 10, 11 days.
Yeah.
And we'll have officially not had the vehicle longer than we have had it. Right now, we've had it for 44 days, not including not having it for the 2 weeks it took to have PPF installed. Someone else has had it for a total of 36 days. So,
and that's counting today, not all the way to the 19th?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
That's been our experience so far. As frustrating as it's been, and as much as the blessing of being able to have a R1S is, our blessing is turning into our biggest problem. Which is a good problem to have, I guess, but thankfully we were all right in the accident. It wasn't more catastrophic, but still, it takes time. It takes lots of effort. It takes lots of communication, and we have lots of other things going on in our lives that this isn't needed nor necessary.
Yeah, that's the fun part, right?
If any of you have any experiences having to have work done with a Rivian Service Center, please share in the description below. Please like and subscribe, and if this hasn't scared you off from buying a Rivian, please consider using our Rivian referral code, and that'll be listed in the description and on the screen right here.
So overall, I think we were way more satisfied with the vehicle that we got, compared to everything that we demo drove. So overall, we were very, very happy with the vehicle that we picked up, that we bought. And so it's. The couple issues that we had, we were viewing as, okay, not a big deal, we'll get them solved. The paint chip was a larger issue, which we knew would take a little bit more time. And so we went into it knowing that this would take some time to do. The trim and the light, that thought, okay, a couple days? And so when it turned into over a week and then 10 days and they still had it, and they still haven't done the paint issue, I think that's kind of the frustration. Okay.
What's going on?
What is going on? And ordering, okay, but nobody said, oh, it might take 2 weeks, okay. And so I think just that lack of even a general estimate, I get it, trying to get all the resources, but we weren't going in for like major kind of things. These were just trim, the headlight, the trunk light and front light, and the back brake light, they were small kind of things.
They had weeks to order those parts, and we dropped it off. And then a couple of days later, I was on the phone with them. They said, oh, it's going to be a bit so we can work on it because the part's not here. Well, it's like they should have been doing that legwork before that the appointment itself would have gone smoothly.
Yeah.
Regardless of them being able to do the work that they said they were going to do as far as the trim piece is concerned. But yeah, we'll see what it looks like when we get the car back. We'll let you know on December 19th. Maybe we'll include some footage of us driving up there and our reactions to how it looks and you'll get to see how spotty PPF appears, stealth PPF looks on a R1S quad. Thanks for watching. I'm Andrew, this is Jeremy, and you're watching Rooted in Obsession.